have a fine episode today. We've got Jamie Kerezsi from Kerezsi Real Estate. That's the official name of the company, right?
Well, it's Kerezsi Real Estate of Keller Williams.
Kerezsi Real Estate of Keller Williams.
Yeah.
Keller Williams, major company. You guys are the paramount collection of that within Delaware County, I assume.
One of them.
Perfect. One of them. No, believe in yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
We're the only one, and everybody else sucks.
Do you cover
Remember
any
that.
specific area of Delco? Like, do you have a specialty area?
We do all Delco.
Is that just like a cliche term? And do you really actually like specialize in one specific spot?
No, we actually do it all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not lower Delco.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do it all.
Because we've had plenty of people that are just like, yeah, Delco, Glen Mills. I'm like,
Wait, so I grew up in Glen Mills.
Did you really?
Yeah. So everyone's like, that's not Delco. I'm like, dude, it is Delco.
And you got the fucking Delco accent.
I know.
You're really from Glen Mills? Oh, what, did you go to Sun Valley? No, you said you went to O'Hare, right?
Yeah, I went to O'Hare. We were in Garden Valley School District.
And you couldn't afford the better free education in Garnet Valley?
My dad and mom went to Catholic school, and so they wanted
Okay.
us to go.
Okay.
We lived in St. Thomas Parish, but because my dad went to St. Francis de Sales, we actually had our own school bus pick up me and my sisters to drive us to St. Francis.
You had your own personal
de Sales.
chauffeur?
It was.
How elitist.
I know.
We were not elitist. We were not.
Oh, guys,
We were
I'm
not.
here. School started.
So you were O'Hara,
Yeah.
and then you ended up in real estate.
Yep.
What about in the in-between years?
I lived in New York City for 10 years.
Why?
And, so I went there to do acting, and I got into voiceovers, and then I ended up opening restaurants. I was a bartender, and I did some voiceover stuff.
Did you like go to any like the schools up there for acting?
I went to the school for film and television. It was a conservatory.
Okay. Did they give you any like you said voiceovers?
Yeah.
What did you voice over? Was it
Um,
Arby's? Were you like one of the original Arby's people?
No, so it was before. It was before the first iPod came out.
Uh-huh.
So it'd be like Commerce Bank, New Jersey, or something like that. Like very specific stuff. Nothing like real big.
Okay.
Yeah.
So wait, what does Commerce Bank have to do with the iPod?
No, so it was so before the iPod, it was everything. It was like a much smaller niche, and then
Oh.
once the iPod came out, everything was on audio. Every book, you know what I mean. It just opened up a whole different world.
Oh, okay.
So then it just became a way more competitive industry, and it wasn't something that I was into.
Okay. But wait, I still am not following. So you were the voiceover for Commerce Bank?
No, so I did like commercials,
Commercials.
like little
Okay.
commercials,
Like market specific commercials.
yeah,
Okay.
but they were always very super Target.
Gotcha.
When I was doing voiceovers,
Target, Springfield, the good one.
yeah.
Not the bad one. It's up for you to know
So you're
which
telling
one's,
me
it's up for you to know which one's the worst one.
you're telling me your Delco accent sells then, right?
I mean, they would make me talk with a pencil in my mouth to try and lose the Delco accent.
Is that for real?
Oh yeah, so they would make you so you really articulate.
I think it's a trick. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, are you
It's
trying
like
to
if someone
say
says, if your hand's bigger than your face, you have
No,
hand,
you
have
put a
cancer.
pencil in and you practice with the pencil your articulation, and then you take it out.
so
when
you like really enunciate like this?
So you say the actual endings of your words, G's. You know,
All right.
I don't really have G's if I don't have a pencil.
This has to become a game at some point.
So like,
Let's find like
Like,
five
so
people with the
instead of,
worst
like-
Delco accent and see who does this.
instead of saying making, it's making. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
Like, okay,
Instead of running,
it's running.
it's running.
Running.
yes.
I feel like
Talking.
I don't know.
Who are you talking to?
Who you talking to?
Right.
Yeah.
Who are you talking to?
Like, who are you talking to?
When I was in California, I was saying, "Do you want water?" And people are like, "What?" I'm like, "Water. Do you want water? Water?" And
The
my
H2O,
sister-
yeah.
It was finally, I was like, "Agua, H2O."
I would go to New York and they would do that and be like, "We're from an hour and 50 minutes away. Like, you
I
know
mean,
what I'm saying."
Right.
There's
exactly.
people only about 2 hours away from us who talk really different.
Oh yeah, our
I mean,
accents
you don't
are the
have.
same.
I mean, within a 2 hour, look at it. You got New York, Jersey, which is two separate things. I gotta point that out.
Jersey itself is like
You
eight
go
different
to
things.
Wilmington, Delaware, which from our studio is what 20 minutes.
yeah.
They talk
It's
like
Alabama.
It's Alabama. I'm telling you. I have an office in Delaware. and
Wilmington, Mississippi, dude.
I've had guys come up. Hey there, how you doing there, boy? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yo, where are you from? He's like, Wilmington.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, what? You're Wilmington? You're
Wilmington, North Carolina, right?
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
right down there on a good old Philadelphia Pike and Davis Road.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Roll
there.
Tide.
Yeah, like it's weird.
Lower,
It
slower.
really is
Yeah.
weird with Delaware, especially. But even if you go, as I like to call it, the map left, like if you go out like a little west into Pennsylvania, it's completely different.
Yeah.
They got the southern drawl out there.
I don't acknowledge anything west of Westchester.
I don't blame you. I don't think God does either.
It's
but let's not get caught up
Westchester,
in the
and then I
details.
have to acknowledge Pittsburgh because like It's like if there's a God, there has to be a Satan.
Yeah.
So like I acknowledge that there's Satan. I acknowledge Pittsburgh existing, and then it's like Cleveland, St. Louis, and then fucking Seattle.
Well, I believe west of Westchester is pretty much the hills have eyes.
Yeah.
You know, like it gets weird and fast.
Reading is its own thing.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's its own thing.
Lancaster.
But they call it Pennsyltucky for a reason. I mean, anything between Philly and Pittsburgh.
Reading's like that like area of like South Carolina where you like know it's a deep South, but everyone says like, oh, they're really nice. I'm like, okay.
Have you been to Reading? There's some areas that are not so nice.
Major clients of mine cannot talk trash to them. It's the second greatest place in what's our state, Pennsylvania. They have a 610 phone number as well out there.
Okay, so they're cool.
It reaches out there.
That's why we have 44
numbers. Well,
hold on. That's why we got 44 numbers because of the saturation of the 610.
Because Reading and Berks County stealing our shit.
I'm old enough to semi remember when there was no area code.
Oh, I remember when they were like, you
when
they
put an first started using it, there was some 215 in this area.
Maybe if it was registered
in
Philadelphia, I don't know. We've got off topic there. So you did voiceovers with pencils in your mouth to get rid of your Delco accent.
Yeah.
For Commerce Bank, New Jersey. And then
I would have thought, if it's for New Jersey, they'd be like, have this girl talk like she does.
It was just like super specific, like
like
so you freaking guys got to go to freaking Commerce Bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it works. Come on out.
Yo, you want your money or not?
You want your money? They're gonna come get your money.
Commerce Bank, they won't break your thumbs.
You gotta say monies. You want your monies?
Yeah.
You want your monies?
Take the money, save the cannoli. All right, so you bartended up in New York.
Bartended up in New York.
We know that because we actually did an event recently where it was a bartending competition at the Drexel Brook.
Mm-hmm.
Street Light is the name of that bar, correct?
Yeah.
Great place, underrated place. It's it should be in the forefront of more people's minds. It's the same price as the Townhouse, and it's the same quality as the Townhouse. So if you're looking for fancy night, don't want to deal media parking, head on down to Drexel Hill. But you did you competed and won.
Yeah.
I believe it was not your first win in that either. Was it your first win?
Yeah, it was my first time doing it.
Oh, okay. So you are one for one.
Yeah.
And you were there on behalf of Kerezsi Real Estate of Keller Williams.
Yep.
And you guys packed the place at like 4:00 on a Thursday or some shit.
I know. I'm lucky. I got a really good support system.
You guys really
my
did.
family show up, my sisters.
And you didn't have to buy your way into it.
Right. Like, I mean, come on. Bob Simpson put it in his own. I love Bob, but
I know Bob's great. No, he's a good guy.
I was like, damn, I should put in my own money.
You weren't the one who like paid to win.
No,
that was the law firm.
No,
accounting, CPAs.
Accounting, yeah.
Of course,
he's in our building too. He's in our same building.
Yes, me and her work in the same building.
I can make sure your taxes are just a little better this year. Yeah, if you come to my bartending event.
He's a good guy. It was all for charity.
It was, and it was a really, really fun afternoon.
Oh, it was
all around.
I did not know what to expect from it. But it was
me neither. I didn't know what to expect.
By far, it might have actually been my favorite event we've done under the Delco Live name. That wasn't a Delco Day. Like, I really had fun at that. It was pretty well put together. The way Drexel Brook treated us, great guest we had, by the way.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Speaking of Delco Day, because we also have Jeff Baxter here from the Headstrong Foundation.
Yeah.
I don't want to forget to introduce him.
In the nicest way, I was going to be like, so why are you here today, Jeff?
So Jeff is actually joining us tonight.
I feel it's because we can't do a 3-camera. We're like, we need a fourth.
No, we can do it.
I know, I'm kidding.
We can do it. But no, Jeff's here on behalf of the because we're talking a little Delco Day.
It's the Headstrong Foundation.
The Headstrong Foundation, and talk a little Delco Day as well because it's coming. Delco Day season is fully upon us at this point. Because for those who don't know, Delco Day season starts pretty much at the end.
As soon as it turns January, it's like it's on.
As soon as it starts, it's the day of the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
that's our rule.
Yeah, anything after the Royal Rumble is considered Delco.
What's
Day.
the Royal Rumble?
It's the WWE event in January.
Okay.
Because it's just enough time and like into the new year where we don't have to worry about it. It's just an arbitrary date. And we're just like, when's the Royal Rumble? Okay, January 29th or whatever. That's when we start caring about Delco Day.
All right.
So officially we'll be, I guess tonight we're announcing, if you didn't know, Headstrong will be back.
Thank you.
We didn't talk about this.
Yes. I made a unilateral
Why
decision.
Is he here?
Unilateral decision. No, but Jeff's here.
So what, we're not using my Flat Earthers USA I've been pushing for?
Yeah, no. Help pay Holbrook's debt off charity.
So this has been 6 out of the last 9
since
years?
Delco Day 3. right?
Yeah.
Delco Day 3 was the first one, right? I believe.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the seventh one, yeah.
Technically, it's the 7th.
It is the seventh.
Well, we never had a 5th one.
It would have gone to them.
It would have gone to them, yes.
We did things.
It's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
But so Jeff, welcome, buddy.
Thank you. We've done a lot of exciting, good work together.
Do we have a slogan for 9?
Not yet. We're working on that.
We burnt the best.
What?
Delco Day 6, the 5th one.
Oh yeah. Because there's technically Delco Day 9th, the 8th one, and it always can be that.
Should we just start doing that every year?
That just be our slogan. No, it's lame after one.
Just do like a double one, back to back. Make it a marathon.
And just use the 5th one as the back.
About Delco Day 9. Look, Mom, we made it.
Yeah. Almost a decade of sad of us failing. Yeah.
I mean, I still don't understand how it works.
Decade of Delco debauchery. I mean, that obviously writes itself 10th one.
Yeah.
And I'm quitting after the 10th one. Moving to another county and just trying to make.
You're gonna start Chester County day 1.
You trashed
Chesco Day.
You trashed Berks County really bad.
You can do Lanco Day.
Yeah, yeah.
It's your second favorite. There we go.
Fucking.
Welcome to Monco Day, where it sucks.
You know that I won a Best of the Main Line award for one of the bars I work at.
You won?
Well, the staff won.
For what? Like they bought best staff?
It was like best bar on the fucking main line or some shit.
Was it? Why?
I don't know. It won. And
so how's that for the staff? That just sounds like the bar in general.
Whatever. I work there.
Are you? It'll stolen.
So that's
valor.
my new claim to fame is the X amount of
what
bar? Kelly's and Flippin' Bailey's.
Okay.
And so that's what I'm just like,
just take claim to everyone.
Yeah.
Like if the writers win for a movie in the Oscars, you're gonna take claim for it.
They do. They do.
Yeah, I got you.
You know when Taylor Swift won fucking album of the year? Go look. Let's go see how far down Swift was on that list.
I know. I'm just saying. It's stolen valor.
It's not. Yeah, it's not in alphabetical order, but Swift was pretty low on that list after the 19,000 writers and producers. Al.
I won't take it from you, Holbrook. You can have it. So, real quick, before we get any further into the show, remind you that this show is brought to you by Fat Cow Jerky. That's right, Fat Cow Jerky, utterly perfect jerky. Many flavors that you can see on the screen: jalapeno, garlic, honey habanero, teriyaki, pickles, one of my favorites, but many more and new ones to come. Some new products coming out as we speak. Was just talking to Ron earlier. Go to Fat Cow Jerky on Facebook or Instagram, or go to fatcowjerky.com.
I ate a bag of the Canine treats the other day, and I'm not ashamed to say it.
And they do have some snacks for your favorite four-legged friend.
Two-legged people can eat them too.
You can eat them, but they are for your four-legged friends.
It's snowing, and I didn't have a car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and maybe you don't have a car because you're a delinquent, or maybe you don't have a car because you got hurt at work, or a car injury. You never know.
My dog watched me eat them.
I made my dog watch me.
It was sad.
Did you suck your dog out of treats?
Yeah.
Jesus. But remember,
it's not animal abuse, but if it was, we could call David Archerry at 610.
Go to cherryinjurylaw.com. Workers' comp, motor vehicle, personal injury, and criminal law. David Archerry is the man with a plan to get you out of those sticky situations. 610-565-0300, cherryinjurylaw.com. Again, 610-565-0300. Or go to cherryinjurylaw.com. And don't forget Tan PJ. That's right. PJ Dolan he's got his finger on the pulse of Delco. Go to 24 East Sellers Avenue in the 19078 of Ridley Park. Quizzo, music, great times, and memorabilia spelled wrong. I'm well aware of it.
And this is coming up on March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. Is their 70th official St. Patrick's Day party.
70th official,
70
that's right.
in a row.
So go to dolansbar.com or check out Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or the TikTok. They have it there as well. Go to dolansbar.com and tell PJ that, Delco Live sent you.
So, Jamie Kerezsi of Kerezsi Real Estate of Keller Williams. So you
sounds like a medieval title.
I know.
Yes. You
John of the Monster of the.
Did you bartend? You bartended at high-end bars in New York?
Steakhouses.
Steakhouses.
So like Outback, high-end?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Chi-Chi's.
Yeah, I used to love Chi-Chi's. My grandma. It was always my birthday.
Ribs,
Yeah. No, it was a place
sauce.
called SDK and a place called
like
Quality
steak.
Meats. Yeah, and then Quality Meats.
What part of New Jersey? Or sorry, New York.
Quality Meats was on I want to say 58th and 6th, right below Central Park South. And SDK, I opened the SDK in the Grace Building on 40th and 6th.
That is the Upper West Side, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I would say like
You are.
mid.
I was
Yeah,
up
Upper
there a
West
couple
Side.
weeks ago, and I don't know where I was.
Yeah, I would say like more Midtown.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
high society.
Yeah.
Good for you.
It was
And
crazy.
What made you come back to Delaware County besides the fact that everyone who leaves Delco ends up back in Delco?
I was at my
Drugs.
30th birthday in Vegas. I was at my 30th birthday in
I
Vegas.
also spent my 30th birthday
and
in Vegas.
I was just like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go home and do something. I was with my sister. We were living in LA at the time, and
You're well traveled.
yeah, we were out in LA like 3.5 years.
Okay.
And
Also working at steak places.
no, that one I worked at a chicken shack called Birds. It was badass.
Birds.
It was Birds.
Go
Yeah.
Birds.
It was awesome.
Go Birds.
Yeah, it was a great experience. So I was like, maybe I'll go home and open a Birds Philly, and I was just like, I can't own a bar. Like that would just be.
You have too much fun in it.
Yeah, like everything would be.
You'd be
free.
like the Scarface of bar owners.
Like just it wouldn't be. So I got into real estate. I joined my family real estate team. My mom was doing it.
Oh,
my
so
sisters
it was
were
established
doing it.
already.
Oh yeah, my mom and my sister were
okay.
doing
You just
it.
made it awesome.
I was just
Yeah.
like, let's do Keeping Up with the Kerezsis. Like it was. I thought it was a funny thing,
Brilliant.
like Delco style, and it took a little persuading to do with my sisters, but we took it and it stuck.
So how many Kerezsis in total are in real estate?
So there's 5 sisters. 4 of us are in real estate. 3 of us are realtors.
What's the
and one's a
one that
conveyancer.
said, "Screw you guys, I want nothing to do
No,
with you"?
2 of them are. You said one just didn't want to do real estate, and the other one's at the competitor.
No, a conveyancer. She works for us. Yeah, no, she's our
Lord.
conveyancer. So 4 of us are together, and then our other sister, she's
So some of us who aren't that smart.
For a layman,
Yeah.
for the average Delconian, unlike me, who
Yeah,
knows
we
exactly
know
what
what
square
you're
feet.
talking about.
What's a conveyancer?
What is a
So
conveyancer?
a conveyancer is the liaison between our clients and the title companies.
A roll-up,
So
sir. Okay.
So my sister liked that because she doesn't like
middleman.
weekends. Yeah, the middleman, but it's like a very chill job. She doesn't have to work weekends. She doesn't have to be attached to her phone. Like we're the realtors. We're 24/7. We're on our phones.
Okay.
Yeah.
So liaison.
Somebody sees a house, you're like sniffing it out. You like that house, huh?
Yeah.
I can make it happen.
Oh, cool. You clicked on that how many times?
Yeah.
Okay.
And how long have you been doing real estate?
I got my license in August 2015.
Okay. It's coming up on 10 years, a decade of debauchery.
Yeah.
A decade of Delco deals.
Yes.
That's what you should be
I
celebrating
love it.
next year.
Okay. That's
And
my
I
slogan.
think I know our tagline
Delco
for today's
Day.
episode.
Yeah. A decade of Delco
Almost a
deals.
decade of
I love
Delco
it.
deals.
What was the first house you helped close on or straight up sold or anything?
Oh, first class. It was actually I helped my sister. It was a Garden Valley house.
It's always Garnet Valley.
Always remember that first house.
Right. It was expensive, and I was like, "Wow, this is crazy. This is beautiful." And then I was like, "How do people afford this?"
I always wonder that.
You know?
Every time I
Do you
see
see
a
that
house.
meme with the Home Alone house where it's like, "How did you
Yes.
guys afford this?" And 10 people going to Paris on Christmas.
Yes.
And I'm like, "Wow, great question."
Yes, especially in Chicago, like my lord.
Yeah, but I remember the first deal. I remember a lot of my deals.
What's up?
I said I remember the first deal, but a lot of them are, I feel like, memorable.
Okay. What was the first one not family related? First straight up stranger where you're just like, I just helped make a new family happy.
Oh, it was
that's up to my eyeballs.
it was a
Thanks,
condo in
Jamie.
Bellinahinch. A condo in Bellinahinch.
What the hell's Bolin?
Oh, isn't that by Newman?
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's over in Aston. It's behind Barnaby's in Aston. It's a neighborhood, a development.
Is it like Westbrook Park? But
I'm having. Are you mispronouncing Lenai wrong?
No, oh my God, no. But it's on. It's probably cusp of Lenai. But Bellinahinch, it's a specific. You'll see the big sign, Bellinahinch. It's a specific
It's by the
neighborhood.
King's Mill.
Across the street from Kings Mill.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ah.
Oh, I know the area. I just never heard of Belina Lynch.
Bellinahinch.
I had that Bellinahinch one
Our
time.
walkathon at St. Francis de Sales, we used to walk through Bellinahinch. That's why.
That's why only 7 people showed up because nobody knew where Bellinahinch was.
Yeah.
She said she worked in Ireland.
Hey guys,
for a
me's
minute.
all Bellinahinch.
Yeah.
What? She just had a stroke.
They said what is St. Francis de Sales too. So
St. Francis Sales is the school that's up on the fucking hill, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have been up there, and parking was
Rough.
nuts. Yeah, because they park on like tiers.
It's
and
crazy.
Like 4, and then like up the hill a little bit more. And you know me. The only thing I hate more than stairs is steep inclines.
Is incline.
Oh yeah,
My
horrible.
lord,
Yeah.
He's sweating already. Look at him. He's thinking about it.
I'm having Vietnam flashbacks walking up that hill. So was your first few sales like particularly down in South Delco, or was there sprinkles of your Upper Darbys and your
Oh yeah, no,
Havertowns
I
in
feel
the
like
middle?
Glen Olden, Clifton Heights, Upper Darby, Media. It kind of really sort of mixed. My first year was really mixed.
What was what to date? What is the most expensive house you have actually sold? And how much over asking wants it?
970 in Garnet Valley. But that was before we were going to these bidding wars. Like I've written, I bet you 50, 75 offers, $100,000 over asking that I'm not closing. We're not getting them. Like last week, my sister wrote one 140 grand over in media.
So 970?
And we didn't get it. Yeah.
Garnet Valley, I mean, the area makes sense. Did it look like a house that's worth 970?
Big chunk of land or something?
When I was there, no. Wow. I mean, on
Hopefully it had a pool.
No pool. And I mean, a little lot. I mean, a beautiful house. But like 970 now, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And think about what you get in Brookhaven. You're getting a 3-level a 3-bedroom split level for almost $500,000.
I mean, a half decent house is like 400 grand easily.
Havertown, they're 700 grand.
Yeah.
Like that's
nuts.
Yeah, it's nuts.
So
nuts.
I mean,
does that affect you at all? Like, how bad does that hurt the real estate?
I mean, when interest rates were super low, everyone was a buyer. You know what I mean? So they're like, cool, my payment for $500,000 is this? Great. I never in my life thought I could afford that much. But realistically, they couldn't because you're competing with people that are going 100 over. So for me, it's okay. I mean, people always need a place to live. So that's always fun. But I feel like it's heartbreaking to see what people are spending.
People who didn't live in places.
But the rent, but now rent's crazy too. Think about the price of rent.
For homeless people, so actually you're his enemy.
You're my kryptonite.
Yeah, you're his enemy. He has a thing for homeless people.
Aw.
So I've got a question. So like when somebody says they got offered a cash offer, does that mean they like flat out paid in cash? Like how's that work?
No. So actually, the first time I was doing a cash deal, I was like, all right, bring it in a suitcase. They'll weigh it for you.
Can you get one of those bags with the dollar signs on it?
Right? I was like, they'll weigh it for you. And my mom was like, what are you? Who's weighing money? I was like, who's counting that kind of money? No, it's not. I was totally wrong. I was, it was just nuts. So no,
when I hear cash transaction and weigh,
because there's a house that's sold on our street.
Yeah,
cash offer.
No, so it's why you have to wire anything over $100,000 has to be a wire. No cash can be
no mortgage though. It's like
I thought it was
no mortgage. It's a wire transfer.
Wow.
So you can't Venmo it.
No,
because Musk.
Could you imagine? 16%. Could you imagine? I'm going to Venmo you $250. Right now.
Yeah, what if it went to the wrong place? What if it went to the wrong person? Would you give it back?
The dispute on the house is because they chose friends and family over.
Because someone who had $250,000 to accidentally wire me can get another $250,000.
But see, now the wire fraud is crazy. If you look at wire fraud, somebody, I'd say in the last month, $91,000 they wired offshores and they'll never get it back.
Yeah.
That's somebody's whole life savings, That's crazy.
And also the social engineering of like stealing things is like brilliant. We do that. We do some of those with insurance claims.
Yeah.
And like you'll be like, how did someone get sucked sending $500,000 to the wrong contractor? And then you like read the emails and how smoothly they just change like an email address or like something unbelievable. I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to just give them my money too, knowing that this is a fraud.
Yeah.
Like, it's nuts out
there. It is crazy.
So everybody knows that the people moving during the pandemic was a big thing. I mean, I'm guessing your guys' business was as well affected by this.
So
is it good
during
or
the
bad?
pandemic, you were working. So in the beginning, you couldn't show houses. So people that had to buy houses, they were buying sight unseen. And
how many houses were you really selling sight unseen prior to the pandemic?
Never.
Okay.
Never. Unless maybe.
Wait a minute. Can you say that one more time?
Never.
I like how she says
never.
That's why she's a voice.
Gotta get the pencil out.
Yeah, right. Yeah, never.
Never.
Only if it was like, say, somebody, maybe a doctor, a relocation person that had to be near a hospital in Philadelphia. Their budget was where you're getting a luxury condo. They don't care. It's going to be 3 years, 2 years, something like that. But then COVID, it was a lot, which was crazy. I would like walk in the day of settlement, like, I really hope you like the house.
Yeah.
Well, my thing was when I was thinking about this is like, where were all these people that they have all this kind of money that they could pay for a house, $50,000, $100,000 over asking price without looking at a house? Like just coming out of where are these rich people coming out of the woods? I don't know about you guys, but I didn't get any richer over the pandemic.
But I think it was a lot of people that had their houses paid off, right? Think about if you know anyone that has a house paid off.
Okay, so a lot of older people,
right? Parents, grandparents, they're going to take out a home equity line of credit on their house at 2.5%, 3%. Give it to the kids, let them pay cash, and then they're going to get a mortgage after settlement. I feel like a lot of people, because I was like, where? And I know you don't have that kind of cash. Where is this coming from? So a lot of people were putting up, their houses to get the cash out refis.
During the pandemic, where I was living next door to us was a house went for I had to assume over 400,000, probably 500,000. The people's parents bought it for them, sight unseen. They moved in and they had the audacity to fucking complain about it. and they said they complained about two things. If the septic tank is
Holbrook being my neighbor,
but they literally said the living room's too small. I'm like, well, number one, that's the back room. It's just the house. Differently. And they said there's too many trees. I'm like, who the fuck are you gonna take that up with Johnny Appleseed?
Yeah.
Like these are things that have been established.
Was this in Lansdowne?
Yeah.
What's the name? Isn't there like the home of trees or something like the?
Oh, you mean Tree City, USA?
Tree City, USA.
The thing that you can just fucking type in on Wikipedia and it's a picture?
Yeah, you got upset by moving to Tree City, USA because of the friggin' trees.
And it was like literally, I don't want to tell any more details in case the people are listening or whatever, but it was a house hunter situation.
You don't want your neighbors to know you don't like them?
It was the house hunter situation where you like, they go like, I'm this joke job. I'm this like thing that
I'm a
only
butterfly
works.
catcher.
Yes. And our
budget's $2
our
million.
budget is $750,000.
Yeah. Well, that house hunter was first part's based mainly in Canada. That house, well, no, it's one with the brothers. The one's a contractor, the one's a realtor. The twins.
I don't know.
I know who you're talking about.
But that's in Canada, and they sell like the house in Canada are ridiculous. Like a tiny little 2-bedroom loft is like $750. Like
even
it's Canadian money though. It's different.
Even some of our big spenders, like they're coming out from California, where you're getting a 2-bedroom, 1-bath bungalow for $2 million, right? So then they're coming out and they're like, "Cool, we'll give an extra $200. We're getting this whole house and this for $700.
Right?
Cool, we'll give them. They've never seen a house for $1 million in California.
Wait, really?
Oh yeah, LA. It was insane.
Fuck.
Oh, yeah, LA's crazy, price wise.
Like, I zoned out there for a second just because he was walking the door. You're saying it's insane because it's cheaper than you'd expect?
No, it's way more expensive.
Much more expensive.
Oh, yeah,
that's what I thought. Okay.
Like a bungalow, like I'm saying, like a little 2-bedroom house is going to be $2 million in LA.
Yeah,
the family could come here and buy a 3,500 square foot house for $750. Cool, we'll give them an extra $100 grand.
I had friends who lived in the city of Philadelphia, and they had a square, no separate room, like 50-foot by 50-foot room, and they're paying $2,000 a month for this hotel room, for lack of better words. And then they're like, oh, I'm going to move to Delaware and buy 3,000 square feet. And I'm like, yeah, well, that makes sense.
I'll buy half of Delaware.
Do you know where High Meadow is? In Middletown?
You have now whipped out 3 towns.
That's right by
Brookhaven.
Mr.
Delco.
Yeah, right on the High Meadow. So there was people that's across the street from my sister, High Meadow Ghetto. They used to call
by Linville Orchard.
Yeah, by Linville Orchard. It was like the last spot in Middletown that was like affordable. Rose Tree Media. The people moved from the city for $670,000. They bought a rancher, 3-bedroom rancher next to my sister. Like, I'm like, that's insane. Yeah. But they came from the city. They had no yard. This was new. It had a yard.
This is like a giant mansion used to what they're compared to.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like the house in the city could be bigger. There's just no yard.
I feel like your voice is the best seller for you. Like anybody's like buying in Delco goes, she sounds like she sounds like the place I'm buying. Like you should be the voiceover for like if we ever do Delco cartoon movie. Like if Delco becomes an animate object, you should voice it.
I wanted to be Smurfette so bad.
Who didn't?
I know. She's so cool.
She's so hot. I think
she was for like an age range like that. She was.
First and as
okay, so you what is the sketchiest house you've ever sold? You don't have to say.
Over by O'Hara. It's the Crack Den.
Like a legitimate crack den.
Oh yeah.
Did that say it on like this thing?
Yeah. No, you pull in, like Old Sproul.
Yeah.
And there's like there's like a house with like a parking lot. So I pulled into that parking lot to show it. I got out and I was like, oh, this is, missing windows, doors wide open. Yeah. Oh, it was definitely.
And why did they want to buy it? Was it so cheap? They would just rip it down or something?
No. So the amount of property there was in the square footage of the house, it wasn't a bad deal, but it's been on the market for a year maybe now.
Like, did you ever have to go to somebody? No. Like they're like, hey, I want to look at this house. No.
Oh, I pulled up the houses and I was like, I'm not getting out of the car.
Yeah.
What's the most? So, do you guys post like the things you have available like on a website or anything?
Oh yeah, on our website or on our social media.
What's the most ridiculous description you've had to put, and what's the one where you've like hidden the true situation the best? Like the wording.
Where's the best way you lied to somebody?
Because I can tell you the 2 best I've seen.
I feel like real estate. Now it's today AI and Chat GPT. Like, welcome to your sprawling Clifton Heights 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom with an elegant exterior. And you're just like.
I live in Clifton Heights. I couldn't find that if I wanted to.
Like, just walking distance from downtown Clifton.
Yeah, like
so close to transportation and minutes from the city life.
Right.
Heading, stay for the property taxes.
Excellent nightlife.
Food. You mean the bar fights at 3 a.m.? Yeah.
So like a lot of things like that, or handyman special, and it's like,
That's
this is actually
yeah.
unlivable.
Yeah.
Like, this is getting condemned.
Have you ever dealt with one where you've had to use the phrase squatter alert?
I had a squatter in one of my houses.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you marry him?
No, I had the door removed, and then the cops told me I had to put the door back on.
Holy shit! Yeah, because on Zillow, like if they
one honestly, like a house you were trying to sell, there's a squatter in it, you couldn't get him out.
A house that I owned.
Oh, you owned,
and I was trying to sell it. Yeah, but no, there's you see that a lot now,
Hold
especially
on.
in Philadelphia.
I need a little bit more of this story real quick. So,
Yeah.
You took the door off?
Yeah.
Like just to chill them out, or
like how bars take the doors off of like the bathroom so you can't.
They wouldn't move out, and during COVID they stopped paying. They wouldn't move out, and so I was.
So they were renters at one.
They were renters with me, yeah. And then it was supposed to be a single guy and his son, and it ended up. I went there one day. They had like 2 pit bulls. They had his girlfriend, the girlfriend's mom, 6, 7 kids.
And they pretty much said, "No, we're not leaving."
Yeah, they said they refused. They refused, and then
we're not going. We're
in
growing.
Philadelphia, they didn't make you. You couldn't do anything.
Yeah, right.
Oh, so it was in Philly?
Yeah, it was in Philly.
So in Delco, could you get rid of them? Is there different rules in Delaware County?
Oh yeah, definitely different squatter rules.
Like, what do you send somebody in there to like flush them out? Like I mean, it's just.
Well, think about it. If you have kids at the house and somebody takes your door off.
Yeah.
You're gonna spend the night there? I mean, especially in Port Richmond.
That's aggressive. That's awesome.
What are you going to do, though?
Can I be honest with you, Jamie? I'm
gonna steal someone's fucking.
I'm imagining you like walking up to the door and just ripping it off the hinges.
I'm 5'2".
I know, but it's still like I'm imagining that. Let me have my fantasies.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay,
yeah. Fantasize
right.
away. But I was thinking, like, if I do that, what are you going to get shot? Are you going to, So it's. You got to always think about that stuff too. But the squatter things are crazy. There's a lot in Philly now. People know their rights. They play the game.
Squatters' rights are a real thing.
Oh, it's insane. Yeah. Philadelphia.
So it boggles my mind with that one.
Oh,
how do you get I feel like if I forgot to pay my mortgage by 12 minutes, I got my mortgage company so far up my ass I can taste it.
Oh, it's like a car warranty.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. They're calling you left and right or something like that. Now, I never understood how certain people get away with it. Other people don't.
There was a guy, he bought a house vacant. He rehabbed the whole house. Right before settlement, somebody broke in and moved in. He had to pay them to leave.
Like a hermit crab.
Yeah, but that sounds right. That's absurd.
So they had to give them money for him to leave for not paying.
For them to get out of their house that they broke into and moved in.
How much did they pay?
Yes, I think it was like $1,500.
I would do this.
You know,
1,500.
Yeah, I think it was
$1,500.
Not that much,
I mean, houses like Holbrook was asked to leave, but he never did. He could have been a rich man by now.
Yeah, I could be
He had paid off all that credit card.
Determined.
If you know the system, people definitely play it.
That is
I'd be
nuts.
pretty dedicated.
Oh, it's nuts.
Have you ever walked into a house to show it and there was people that should have been there who are you still a squatter if you were renting there or anything? Like if a homeless person just kind of made their way into an empty house?
Well, then they have then there's rules of, if you live there a certain amount of time, then you have rights to live there.
Even if you're renting?
I don't know.
But I'm asking if a homeless person kind of broke in or something and it was there, you couldn't get rid of him. Is that a squatter too?
Yeah, but that's what happened with this guy. That guy was never a squatter. He just broke into the house and moved in.
Oh, I thought you were saying you were renting, he stopped paying.
No, that was my guy. Yeah, sorry. I was talking about the other one. Sorry for the confusion.
So, but they still have rights. So I can go find an empty house right now, go live in there, and then somebody can say, listen, we're selling it. We're trying to move it. You need to get out of here. And they're like, no, I'm good. And
how are you going to force me?
I don't know, send in somebody to break a knuckle or two. I mean, I don't know how to do this.
That's how I thought it would happen. And guess what? There's not people like that much anymore. Everything's on camera. It's
know a guy.
Big Brother. Yeah, listen, I thought I knew a guy
too.
Just take the doors off.
I'm like, but here's my thing is, if I'm at home, right, if somebody breaks into my house, I have the right to defend myself. So if I go in a home you own, and the guy's not supposed to be in there, and I beat his ass, isn't that defending your?
Oh, you could beat his ass probably. I'm not going to go in and beat this guy's ass.
Well, I'm just saying, if you send in say you have a security guard that you pay, send him in to kick his ass.
Yeah,
I don't understand how you're getting away with that. I find it it's kind of like a two-way street.
Can you send in someone more alpha as a squatter and be like, I'm a much better squatter than you, and out squat them?
Sure.
like asserting
Like
dominance
prison
within the
rules?
squatter
Like prison
community.
rules and
Yeah,
squatters?
Yeah, the next one I find, I'm going to call you guys and ask you.
Yeah.
Come over and
I will
squat.
out
Yeah,
squat.
yeah, look at
someone
us
here.
intimidating. Holbrook walks up the steps, he's out of breath. Real intimidating.
Well, it sounds like they're going to be living upstairs, and I got my downstairs loft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holbrook's like, unless it's a rancher, I'm out.
Oh, if it's a ranster, Dunzo, I can be great dead weight.
So funny.
Like, have you ever had to deal with any like sketchy buyers? Like people
Oh.
like
Yo?
like it's all singles, unmarked bills, some paint marks
My
on it.
name
Don't
is
worry
Mr.
about it.
Incognito with his
Yeah.
glasses
No,
and
but
a
I
mustache.
had a couple once, and they were like weird. And every time I was out, I was like, "This is weird." And then one time they sent me a bunch of like sex pictures. He was a Ridley cop, actually.
Love it.
Ridley cop.
You have the
Love
pictures? I would
it.
love to see these
Is this
pictures. Hold
Delco
on, though.
Destroyers?
No,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't. But
Was he beating up a child on the hood of his red cop car?
no, but so like that was weird. He sent me all these things. I'm like, are they ever going to buy a house? And it was just that, and then it ended up
So
the same two people did it to another realtor
that-
I knew.
That does happen. People try to like they see you like, oh, she's cute. I'm just gonna keep like
Oh.
pretending to buy a house and big dicker and then
Mm-hmm.
pretend and then by the way, let's go on a date.
No, it was him and his wife.
Oh,
I mean, it was a married couple. It was a
Oh.
married couple, and they sent me pictures of them together. Oh yeah, it was.
Can I ask, were they at least good looking enough to look at? Pictures.
I didn't want to look at them.
Okay. I'm a degenerate, so it's
But
Like-
did you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
Yeah, I looked at
Oh,
him.
you still got them on your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked at him. Oh yeah. I said to him, I said, if I ever get pulled over, like get ready. These are coming out, my
Are
man.
you kidding me? I'm sitting in line at the bank going, yeah, you want to see a cool story here? Like,
They were
I'll be
weird.
showing everybody that.
Yeah.
I mean, Holbrook's Pizza he has the pizza delivery one. Remember the one where when you
They were
would,
exhibitionists, yeah.
yeah, he would order. They would be having sex at the door when he went to deliver the pizza.
I worked at Pizza Hut. This family, this couple would order. I don't know, every couple days. Not every couple days, maybe a couple times a month. But we knew the address real well, and they had a kink of they liked to just be banging at the doorway.
How to greet you.
Yeah, and it was just
Mahalo.
like 5
Yeah.
times in a row, and it was always just like you never really got invited to be part of it. They'd be like, "I like the guy, give him $5, $10, whatever." So then we finally got down to the point where like we knew the layout of the building, and one dude did start videotaping it.
Yeah.
We're like, "Geez," but they were like, "We're not talking like an HJ under the table. Like it was full fledged and searching, standing up at the door and shit."
Oh, I went to show a house one time with a guy and his 2 daughters, and it was rough. Like you open the garage, there was definitely people like flopped on the mattress, and this one guy, it was a woman on the couch, and when she stood up, she had a penis. And he was going to fight her. He was like, dude, this is in front of my kids. And it was like this whole thing. And I was like, wow, this is the craziest. Like, please do not fight right now.
Hold on.
I swear to God.
We got to do a breakdown of this video for a second. Let me just back it up. So you were showing people a house, a guy and his 2 daughters.
A guy
right?
and his 2 daughters.
The
yep.
house had people still in it, like the
Yeah,
people
there were
lived there?
people. It was a rental. We were
Okay.
buying it. They were buying it to live in it, but it was obviously rented. It was obviously they had way more people that should have been there.
So these people, of course, didn't clean up nor to care. There's people
Oh,
flopping around.
it was a flop house.
So the dude or the girl who you thought was a girl stood up, complete dong hanging right there.
She was sitting there with a she had a shirt on and she had a blanket over her and she was just like staring at us and I was like, she must be like fucked up or something.
Yeah.
And then she stood up and dropped it and I was like, in front of the 2
Was it that big?
I don't
Was it
even
hot
remember.
caught you off guard?
I don't. It caught me so off guard, and then I was like, "Wow, the two younger girls."
How young were these kids, by the way?
I mean, maybe
Never-
10 and 12.
Okay, they haven't seen a penis yet. Gotcha.
Young. I mean,
Yeah,
their dad was ready to.
I would have. I understand that.
He was, and I just said, "Listen, what happens if this goes bad and it's me and your daughters? Like, let's just roll. Like, you know what I mean? It's not worth it."
So he did buy the house.
No, yeah, no. And then I complained to the people that
Was
owned
it
it, and he's
Delco?
like, "Yeah, it was."
Can I guess what town?
Yes.
I actually have
Sharon Hill.
No.
Damn it.
Clifton Heights.
No.
Damn, it sounds like something Clifton would do.
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Booth win.
No. Essington.
Ah.
My nephew, my sister's turning 40, and she's like, I want to go somewhere for my birthday. And my nephew, who's 13, just said, how about we try that Lou Turks and Caicos? And I
Blue
was-
Turks and Caicos.
Oh, like the country
Yeah.
Turks and Caicos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, what if I
That
heard
needs to
people like Lou Turks and Caicos? My dad's like, I'm so proud.
Jeez, that's hilarious.
I can't.
That's spectacular.
Where else do you buy your Mother's Day flowers at? I mean,
Yeah.
Blue Turks and Caicos. Oh, keep going. You have more stories?
I
This
think
is great.
one of my favorite like wording of how bad this house is, but trying to clean it up was when I was looking in Camden. That's where I learned about the squatters things.
Yeah.
They said central air, and it's because it was missing a wall.
Oh, yeah, or you hear like quiet neighbors. It's at a cemetery.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that's
cool.
funny. That's funny.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Basically,
and like
we're
they're
talking-
not going to build there. I'm like,
Yeah.
you got quiet neighbors for life. Have you
Yeah.
had an annoying
Yeah,
neighbor?
people
I'll
are
take
dying to
quiet.
get there.
Yeah.
Is that a selling point, by the way? Like
Some
living-
people are haunted by. So
I was gonna
everyone's
say,
got
like,
different opinions by it.
Fun
Scared.
fact: I would be nervous about buying next to a cemetery because of the rats.
Yeah,
Field mice, they love being in fields.
Mhm.
yeah, absolutely.
I worked at a cemetery. For
Wow,
a
there's a
while.
lot of Delcoans that are field mice. They love to be in fields too.
There's a lot of what?
Delco people.
Delconians.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I love. I'll give you. I was looking at a house one time, and first part, not this house, but the house I looked. It was a couple I saw one day, and the one said "as is," and like I'm telling my wife, I'm like,
It was
babe, when I see
ashes.
that, when I see "as is," I'm done. No, I don't even want to look at it because you know that there's another $100,000 worth of work that gets to go in
Yeah.
at least. But there's this other house, and I swear to God, like people, I understand some people try to flip houses and things like that, but what they were thinking when they were doing some of this stuff is just
Oh,
mind-boggling. Like I walked into like where the floors were.
Like who puts their bondage swing in the living room?
All right, true story. Looking at a house years ago,
the sex dungeons are nuts.
Why have a sex dungeon if we're going to put the sex swing in the living room?
Yeah.
I walk into it was a big bedroom, real high ceilings. My wife, we really liked this house. It was I forget where it was. It was in Delco. I'm trying to remember where it was. It might have been Springfield, but we're in there. We're looking at the house, and they have these just big, heavy duty eye hooks hanging from the ceiling, and it was just perfect. The realtor had no idea what he was walking into. It wasn't his house. We found it. We said, "Oh, this looks interesting," and he goes. My wife goes, and we're just looking at it. We're not thinking like, I wonder what those hooks are for.
For really heavy
like,
plants.
Load bearing something or another. I'm like, we don't think. The realtor opens up the closet. It's got things on the back of the door, like the whips, and then there's in the corner. There's the thing. I'm like, I think we found out why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a chandelier, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah. How much do you think the swing holds? How much weight we maxing out at?
Yeah. How much? How big's the owner's here? I just want to ask you for a friend.
Yeah.
Have you ever like had a place that you've shown up to the show and you're just like, holy shit! Like there was one, like one thing they altered that was just, why would you do this?
I would say that some of the craziest things is like what people will do with a door. Like I'm like they have a
take
door.
it off if there's a squatter in there.
No, but like they cut out like the bottom of it for like to open up
For
on
the
a
cat?
step or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
okay.
just stupid things like that.
For a cat,
I
or
saw-
gimp,
I saw a house recently, and I swear to God, this made zero sense. I wish I had pictures for it. Maybe I'll flash them up here in post so people can see it. But like it's like a 4 bedroom, 8-car garage, like this huge piece of property, and I'm like, all right, let's check it out. And you walk in, and you go right or left, and for the right is the living room, which is like a very narrow room, like very small. And then I really didn't look. I should have looked before I looked around. There was a railing right under the steps that kind of split in half. Like that's kind of weird, just putting the railing right there. Then the kitchen and dining room, as they called it, which again was a long, narrow area. I don't even know where you put a table for a dining room table. But I'm like, this makes zero. Then they have cabinets in the kitchen. They go like 18 feet in the air. So even the tallest person in the world couldn't use half the cabinets. Then I got up and I saw the railing again.
It was actually a house for 4 midgets that stacked themselves on top of each other.
Exactly.
Yes, I knew.
But hold on, it would make a little bit more sense. I'm like, so the railing looks down into the basement. You're like, but leads out to a back door, but the door is halfway up the wall.
I know.
It's really weird. And then when you walk into the basement, I mean, I'm not a tall guy. I'm like not even 6 foot tall, and like my head's scraping on the ceiling. And they had a lot of the doors where they cut the doors like a third.
Yeah.
So you can like open the doors, and they called it another bedroom. And then you walked upstairs to go out the back door, which is where that railing was. Like it just looked like somebody started digging down, but stopped halfway through, just gave up. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how people sell these houses.
I saw this one house. It was called the Boom Boom Room in Broomall. It was a friend I went to high school with. It was his grandmom's house. She passed away and it got left to him. So he called me to help me sell them. Oh, in her bedroom, there was mirrors, ceiling, everything. I mean, from every angle, there was mirrors. And I was like,
a little bit of a narcissistic Nana.
Oh, it was the craziest. It looked like the Birdcage, like the movie The Birdcage. They had hanging puffer fish. It was, the New York Times called me to interview me. I'm like, oh my God, are you it for me? And they're like, no, for the Boom Boom Room. And I was like, oh, damn. It was crazy.
There was a story, I remember a couple of years back, that this house, it wasn't anywhere in Delco, but it was in Pennsylvania. and this house was a mansion.
Yeah.
Making its round on social media because normal things. Look at this house. There's a atrium. There's a indoor pool and all this stuff. And then in the basement there was a sex room.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I know what you're saying.
Like a glass room that had like a sex bench, a sex swing, and all these accoutrements of sexual toys.
People are into it though. There's a following.
Hey, listen, that's cool, and I'm fine with that. Like, hey, a little kink goes a long way.
Especially if you get to keep the sex room. Do you know how much money you save?
I just like how they made it. Like they didn't hide it. They're like sex. Like you can take the stuff out. Like, hey, there's an additional room.
Yeah, it's at your bonus room.
Yeah, boning room.
That's like a birthday. We got that bonus room.
Yeah, I love a little bonus room.
So let's do
Jeff has a sex room.
Let's do a checklist if you or your team has sold any of the following residences.
Okay.
Have you sold a Briarcliff row home?
Yes.
Okay. Have you sold a Lansdowne Victorian?
No.
Okay. Have you shown one or any of the team?
Not a Victorian. No, Ridley Township Victorian Zone.
Okay. Yeah, they're similar architects. Have you sold an Aston Ranch? I like to call them.
Yes.
They're like the 1.5 level ones. You sold one of those.
Rancher splits.
You have sold a crack house?
Previous crack house.
Recovering crack house.
Yeah. Handyman special.
The house isn't. Yeah.
You said you did sell a
Get
house
a handy for the man.
970,000, but it wasn't like
I mean, it was
luxury.
gorgeous. It was stunning, but it's
have you sold a full-fledged mansion though?
What is it?
Like a full-fledged, like something that someone would say is a mansion.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was probably 4,000 square feet. It was. It was
have
big.
you ever sold any famous people homes?
No. In LA, I worked. I worked. You know what? It was actually one of the worst days of my life. I worked Christina Aguilera's son's birthday party for like a catering company.
Okay.
And
is she unbearable?
Oh,
I feel like she's unbearable.
Oh, and I was so hungover, and we had to use the help bathroom.
Oh yes.
And it was like this army.
We make
theme.
Holbrook do the same thing.
It was
here.
like this crazy theme for this like game, and we had to wear. We were in hair. It was horrible, and I was so hungover. I was like, in her kitchen. I was like, I'm going to be sick. So I used her bathroom that we weren't allowed to use, and she flipped the fuck out. Threw me out of her house. I got kicked out of the catering company. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. It was bad.
Did you almost fight Christina Aguilera?
No, I didn't almost fight her. I was mortified, but I was so hungover. I was like, cool.
If she hit you, would you say that's your first hit in 21 years?
That I got hit?
Yeah.
No. He's saying Christina Aguilera's first hit in 21 years.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I like fighter.
Yeah, that was the one I was talking about. I'm like, that was 21 years
ago.
No,
was it really?
Yeah, we're old.
Christina Aguilera has not had a genuine solo hit in over 2 decades.
Yeah. I mean, she's a bitch.
That's probably why. She's probably unworkable with.
I was going to say, is she even relevant at all?
Remember Keeping Up with the Osbournes? That's the house she lived in.
Holy shit.
That
really?
original on that show, that was the house.
That is a fun looking house. It was like very like Mexican like looking.
It was in like this specific community of like up off Mulholland Drive, and I was driving a Pontiac G6. My windows were duct taped on it.
Oh yeah.
I had PA tags still.
Oh yeah.
I was just like, I was mortified.
Let me guess, you're a struggling actress, right?
Yeah.
No, I was slinging chicken at the chicken shop.
I know, I'm just messing with you.
But yeah, I a lot of people.
So she bought the Osbournes house from the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it was a very nice looking house, but
yeah,
it wasn't
cool.
like it didn't seem like too much was going on. So I don't know. I remember.
I only saw parts of it in the show too. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Have you sold or shown any like Delco landmarks, like maybe the house with the plane on the roof, or
no
Foxcatcher Farm? I don't know.
Yeah, no landmark really. I mean, landmarks in my life, but no.
What is your least favorite town to sell in and why?
Eddystone.
Is there like a reason? Is it like the township?
I work in there.
Yeah, the township. They're the hardest for the UNOs. They make you get engineers.
Wait, there's like 18 engineers. Houses in all of Eddystone, and they can make it hard.
They make it so hard for the people. I feel bad.
The town of Eddystone was literally built for the Baldwin Railroad workers. Like it was literally a town started for all the workers of a big company that used to be around. Wow. And now they make it real difficult.
Yeah, and it's like all the money.
It's not like a prime location. Eddystone. I hate to break it to you guys.
Right.
Location wise.
No, I'm talking like
it's like Ridley Light. You get like you're right next to Ridley. You save a little bit of money, and it's right next to all the highways. I don't mind Eddystone.
Is this one of the top?
I work
still in the Ridley School District.
It is still in the Ridley.
Is it Ridley School?
You get Ridley Light,
and way cheaper taxes than Ridley.
Light.
Right off 95.
And you got Don's Bar. You got that going for you.
I love Don's and Spadas and the Popeyes. They have 3 things. I like all 3 things they have. I don't like that Walmart.
He's moving to Eddystone.
Well, before we get there, because we got to touch on a little bit of information. So, like I said, Jeff's here because of the Headstrong Foundation. So, Jeff, you guys will be seeing.
What a transition.
Yeah.
Sex rooms to Headstrong.
Jeff has the best sex room. Just saying.
I heard that.
Listen, the kings of transitions here. Wait till Holbrook transitions fully into a woman. You wait till it's going to be amazing. But. So again, we said Headstrong Foundation will be the benefactors of Delco Day 9. By the way, 9 years in the making.
I'm so angry when you say the word 9 now.
9?
Just
9.
Like German 9.
Yeah, it's just you're not making it better.
I'm not making it better. I'm sorry. But so guys, you'll be seeing a lot of Jeff here and there with our different videos we've been putting out and bring up. And right before we recorded this great episode, we brought Jamie and her company on as sponsors the Delco Day.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I'm saying it now to make sure she can't back out.
Right.
To show you how small Delco is, I'm actually neighbors with her sister.
Yes.
Down
Delco's small.
I work in the same building.
Does she rent your sex room? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
So you throw. I mean, it's completely off kilter. No, I'm not even gonna go into that yet. That's awesome. You guys are being a sponsor for it.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to sponsor at it? Like, I was thinking, like, there's a certain ones that if you give X amount of money, you get a stage act and all that. I was thinking like some of the.
I was thinking a dunk tank.
We've had a dunk tank.
Shockingly, not as fun as you would think it would be.
You know what the problem is? I'll be honest with you. We had a couple carnival games. I think it was 4 or 5 or 4. 4. It helped. It raised a couple bucks, but the problem is there was just so much going on around it. Like I remember, because I was one of the donkey. I think Holbrook, you do it too.
No,
I didn't know, but I did it.
My guitar fire,
and I just made fun of everybody, like I normally do anyway. But it just, I think it's just the way Delco Day is laid out. It's just perfect. Like it's a party atmosphere. In some areas you can play a little bago, hang out, talk. A lot of people I've heard like they've reconnected with either old friends and family through it. Hell, I even saw an aunt I haven't seen like 30 years at the last Delco Day. She came, I'm your Aunt Roseanne. I'm like, oh, well, hello.
Aunt Roseanne, Delco staple.
But, so I don't know if I would add those other things, but.
No, I think like if like someone like sponsors the fucking bathroom.
Yes.
I've been trying to push someone to be like, I want like, they donate and they'd be like, I want to
and just paper the bathroom.
Well, what if we did, that bar that we do in the parking lot?
Oh, yeah.
Could like the Kerezsis like bartend at that bar for like
I want to say that's I think it's
Coyote
a good idea,
Delco.
but we would have to see if JT Brucey's staff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
they could just help out.
They can, they can definitely. We can find something to do.
Like celebrity bar.
Yeah,
we can get like
volunteer bartenders.
We can get a couple Delco Day half shirts, Coyote Delco style for Holbrook. Holbrook, every shirt you own is a half shirt.
Yeah, dude.
It doesn't start that way, but it goes. It ends up
that
that
is
way.
true, man. Especially once it's polyester, man. It shrinks in the dryer. Oh boy.
Maybe you just stop shopping at Temu. Just saying.
But I only have $9.
If I need a whole new wardrobe.
No, that's awesome. You get your name out there on all the stuff. You guys would be a great sponsor.
I love it.
You would just bring the people out that day. If you even bring a quarter of the people you brought to Streetlight, that would be rad.
Yeah, our people show up. It'll definitely be a good turnout.
Yeah,
we'll definitely have good people.
I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but one of the companies I remember they said they did like separate things where I don't know if it was for I think it was some for their employees and others for their customers, and they had where they would raffle off free passes to Delco. They pretty much pay their $6.10. They didn't tell them that's what they're paying. But like that's something people were doing. Like, hey, whoever brings the most people, there's a prize at the end. Different things that we do.
That's awesome.
So yeah, check it all out. I mean, we'll have more announcements. We'll have the official announcement coming out once we put all the Facebook event up and all that stuff.
And then it's obviously a great cause. I'm not sure if you know about their mission and all.
Yeah, they were telling me about a little bit about
it's
it. That's awesome.
It really is like a needed thing, and they do it, and it all goes to that. It's not like when you give like the American Heart Foundation or some shit, and a fraction of 1 penny goes to it.
Right.
Every dollar goes to it. Every dollar from Delco Day goes to it. There's a little bit of overhead of just getting everything running and all that stuff to make it better, but all of it goes to Headstrong or the recipients.
And we thank you
or
guys
both or
as sponsors. Because
that's
I'll
awesome.
tell you right now, from the years that we first started doing this, there's a lot of money out of our own individual pockets to make things happen. So getting these sponsors ahead of time is huge for us. and then let's just add that other layer of fun activities and safety as well. Crossing guards.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get on that this
Well,
year.
we always allocate some funds to somebody from the community.
Yeah, cool.
And then the other portion of the funds helps some of the other services that we provide at Headstrong. One is Nick's house in Swarthmore, where we house families coming to the area for life-saving cancer care. And right now we have 5 families at the house from all over the country.
Was it 7 families total it can hold?
We can have 6. I mean, we
6,
have enough.
okay.
We probably could have 7, but we'd be pushing it.
Okay.
But since COVID, it's been like a slow build back to like being able to have that many people because the hospitals have always had some restrictions since then. But it's good to be back to the full strength. And then we also just purchased a house in Boston in November.
Nice.
So actually,
saw
Cheryl Caldwell, our president, is up in Boston right now, getting that ready. We have to do some things, make it ADA compliant. But
It's great to see the expansion too. They have a great organization, like Holbrook alluded to earlier. There's many
booing Boston.
No, well, besides that there's many charities out there that a very small fraction of every dollar you put out there goes to the actual charity. Headstrong has done it right, and been great partners and been helpful making Delco Day, and just great, and also the volunteers at Headstrong have to mention.
Oh my goodness, they hit it up,
doing an amazing job.
They hit a fucking home run last year.
It's always so fun working at the gate, just slinging all that cash that's coming in.
Yeah.
But no, it's great to people are having so much fun coming into the event.
And
a lot of people leave and come back.
Yeah.
And it's 2 to 2, and it's nonstop action from the time it starts to the time it ends. I tell you, I can't feel my legs for the next day, but it's well worth it.
That's awesome. I look forward to it.
JC Brewski's was just awesome last year. We had 4 different bars, and it was just packed. We 3 stages, 2 stages?
2, 1 indoor, 1 outdoor.
Yeah, 2 full ones. Yeah.
Yeah. And we break it up with some music in between. Try to DJs, things like that. Great food, great vendors again this year. Some new ones coming out, some old ones, of course. We will have more. Like I said, we'll have all the details. We'll be releasing through video and graphics and stuff on our social media over the next few days and weeks. And we will keep you guys up to speed on Delco Day from here until the day it goes off.
So tell us where we can find Kerezsi Real Estate of Keller Williams.
You're getting good at that. You can find us, our website's KerezziRealEstate.com, or on Facebook, it's the Kerezsi Real Estate Team, and on Instagram, the Kerezsi Real Estate Team.
And if someone wants to look at the listings you have, they can find those through there?
Yep, you can go right on there and everything's on there.
Okay, and then, do you assign a specific realtor to when they come in, or can they request one?
Oh, yeah, they can request one. My personal is Jamie Kerezsi Realtor on Instagram, or Jamie Kerezsi on Facebook. But yeah, no, they can absolutely, they can pick which one they want to work with. And it depends on also scheduling, availability.
Sure.
But yeah, they can
Question, would you say you're better than your sisters who work with you?
You're the Alpha Kerezsi.
At different things. We're kind of all Alpha. It's crazy.
I was going to say,
yeah,
Thanksgiving at the Kerezsi household is
pretty strong. I host Thanksgiving. So we're all pretty strong minded. We're good at very different things.
You guys are amazing. I got to meet you. We had a good time.
Yeah, thank you.
At that event Holbrook mentioned earlier.
We're lucky.
At the
I ran into the Kerezsi clan at the
the
Eagles game on Christmas.
I was Mrs. Claus.
Yeah. I didn't recognize her first because the costume was like that.
Yeah. We had a Christmas tree, a Frosty, a reindeer. Awesome. We brought our own Christmas tree and decorated it.
I was trying to be
now, is that every game?
I've season
Not
tickets.
The Christmas stuff, but you guys do a tailgate every game?
Oh, yeah. My dad hasn't missed a home game in 35 years.
Always in the same general area?
Always in F2.
F2.
My dad had the first
F2.
Eagles bus ever.
Okay.
First Eagles bus ever. My dad owned Junkyards, Lou's, and Trainer.
Uh-huh.
And a church junked the van. So he, gutted it, and they did it. This is, God, I was probably 5. I'm almost 40. Long time ago. I know, yeah. Long time ago. Now everyone has them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There are Winnebagos. There's one
old
that has
school buses.
Yeah, it's crazy. But
you
yeah,
can buy an old school bus
ones.
for like $3,000.
Oh yeah, I mean,
after a certain amount of them in police cars, after a certain amount of miles, they gotta sell them, and they sell them cheap.
Yeah,
it's could go and bolt a bunch
Yeah,
of
the
seats.
county auctions.
But yeah, we're
Convenience.
diehard Eagles fans. If you guys ever want to come, F2. It's always a great
It was
tailgate.
very awesome. The
I
amount of
think
meats
Delco
we
Live
had.
will stop down at
Oh my
F2 at
God,
one point.
my dad is there. He's one of the first people in F2. He leaves 8 hours before the game starts.
I
Leave
love it.
Delco.
I love it.
Oh
I love
yeah, he loves it. He's-
Copious meats.
he-
Copious
oh
meats.
yeah.
It was
Ton of food.
it. That is actually Holbrook's band name.
Copious meats.
Is it?
Copious Meats.
No, but it will be. I just don't know it yet.
But other than that, anything else before we roll out of here, Holbrook?
No, I'm good.
All
Have
right.
you ever sold a house of trainer?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, on Price Street.
Okay. Very specific. Okay.
Mhm.
I have always wanted to live in Trainer.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, good to know.
It's like all the joys of living in an industrial complex. with all the realisms of living in Delco.
Close enough to Blue Turk, so he likes that to be as close as possible to Turks.
Oh, dude, absolutely.
Yeah. Except for 291 being shut down right there it kills me.
Is it shut down right now?
No, it's they never reopened it. When you're going down 290 remember you used to be able to go all the way down 291 into Essington.
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore.
Why?
Because then they closed that bridge. Is it open yet? I haven't been down there for a while.
I don't know. I never.
You used to not once you got right past the
Turks has its own exit, dude. So like.
No, but I'm saying like when you go down 291, like you used to be able to go down what's that? Stewart Ave? Sellers. Yeah, Sellers.
Both of them go.
And then you could either go 95 north or south and go past Boeing and make a left.
Right near BHCU, Al.
Yeah.
Sponsors of Delco Day, whatever, right? They signed on, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Not announced yet, but yeah.
Now they have to.
They have to. We just browbeated them into doing it.
Yeah, we're gonna take their door off if they don't.
That's right. I'm sitting, Jamie. Jamie's gonna walk around.
That should be the logo. It should be a house without a door.
There we go. Delco Day 9, be there. I'm picking your door off.
Yeah.
Delco Day 9 will blow your doors off.
Yes.
There you go.
That's awesome. You guys are great.
Jamie, thank you. Hopefully, have you back on the show.
Thank you
Guys,
so
check
much.
them
You guys
out.
are so
I'll
fun.
probably see you in the lobby at some point.
Yes. All my Amazon packages.
She'll be the one hiding from Holbrook.
No, I'll be like, Delco.
There you go. You know you're Delco when you get the red up. Delco! Thank you to Jamie for stopping out. Thank you for Jeff for stopping out. Other than that, guys, we will see you next time.
Hell.